That's sketchy. A lot of jig on the outside of the mouth. I might lose this one, we'll see. Oh, I got him. Wow, that was stressful. He was in the motor. He's actually hooked better than I thought he was. I feel so lucky to have caught that fish. Hey guys, Elite Series Pro Tyler Williams here, and I'm here to talk about the jig, my jig. I like my jig a lot. My jig goes thump, but no, I'm here to talk the specifics, give a couple of the details on like what works for me, why I use it, how I use it, things like that. My favorite jig, and the one that I throw like probably 99% of the time, is the Greenfish Tackle, the little rubber jig with a Yamamoto flap and hog trailer. And it's all we had at home was a Dick's Sporting Goods, so they sold flapping hogs and jigs, and that's what I got good at fishing, and that's what's carried me to the Elite Series. So I've kind of like modified it and like played with weights and stuff like that, figured out what I liked, but probably my favorite is the 3/4 ounce with 22-pound Tatsu. So the 22-pound helps it slow down a little bit, so, and the flapping hog also does too, so it fishes a little more like a 5/8 rather than a 3/4. And 5/8 a lot of time is like the perfect jig size, just for whether you want to go offshore or like say you see a dock and you're like, oh, let me skip that, because personally I don't like bending over and grabbing another rod. I just want to throw the same one I have tied on, so I'm probably just going to lob a jig under that dock and hope that the fish bites it rather than do what I'm supposed to. So it's one of those things where it's like I don't really play with the fall rate. I keep it so simple, like probably way too simple, but it's one of the, like, it helps with live scope, but like when I'm fishing a brush pile, if I feel like I need to slow it down, I'll just kind of hold my line semi-taunt and just kind of, seems like it slows itself down, and the fish don't really mind. Like I don't watch them kind of like go, ah, he's not doing it right, like let me just swim away and not bite. So it seems to be good. And then it's also good too if you're just blind fishing, flipping it around, and it's like a lot of times I'll just like kind of find where the brush is or something, and I won't even look at the screen, and I'll just kind of like either lob it out or start dragging it on a ledge or something. And like there's a few different techniques to get them to bite, like whether you're hopping it or like it's kind of just reading the fish throughout the day. One bite can tell you a lot. If you do something weird with it and suddenly something happens, it's like, oh, let me try that again. It's a little bit of common sense, but it works really good. It's my thing. I guess I've kind of become like probably the new school jig guy. There's some jig guys here that they're the jig guys, and that'll never be taken from them, but I guess I'm starting to get a reputation for throwing the jig, and it's my favorite thing to throw, and it's what's carried me here and hopefully going to carry me even farther.